Yes, it's here. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yes,
you
I can
loud and
hear you.
clear.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes,
great,
I can
great,
hear
great,
you.
great, 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 great. Apologies, apologies, guys. Something just came up and all of a sudden I cannot hear properly. Okay, so as I was asking, I was like, how did it start? When did this all process start? Was it through direct employment or just for the, because we are live, we're actually live on YouTube, and
Yeah, I
so
can hear you.
we just know. So tell us, how did it all started?
Yeah. So, just 1 minute.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I was saying, so um, started all while I was still in Abu Dhabi, and you know, going back to school to study to become a nursing assistant, and
yeah,
yeah, and then applying through a prominent recruiting agency. Yeah,
mm,
they were very very they've been recruiting for healthcare. They've been
okay,
on the yeah, they've been recruiting for many years, but that period was the first time that they are recruiting African healthcare workers. So
okay,
basically they've been focusing on only Asia, you know,
mm,
from Singapore, from Philippines, and the rest. So that was actually the first time they extended their recruiting to Africa. So God so kind, that was the period I applied also. So they recruited a
okay.
lot of yeah, there was a lot of Africans that was recruited all over
The
Africa,
world,
Cameroonians, Ghanaians, yeah, Nigerians, both
yeah,
the ones that are in Africa and the ones that are outside of Africa. Yeah. So one of the basic requirements of working and living in Finland, if you are to make the recruiting program, was the Finnish
yeah,
language. Yes, the
mm,
Finnish language was one of the requirements, and not just that you perfectly speak Finnish, but at least the basics
the
of
basic.
Finnish.
So you need to
Yeah,
learn the basic.
yes. So
Okay,
that so with that, um, everyone was enrolled into a Finnish language school. So I was studying Finnish and learning Finnish even while I was still in Abu Dhabi.
oh,
I was
okay,
yeah, I was learning Finnish and studying Finnish, and even the interview was in Finnish. The interview was in Finnish. Everything was in Finnish. The exam that I did finally after much studies of months was in Finnish. So the Finnish language
yeah,
study took about 6 to 7 months.
okay,
Yeah, 6 to 7 months. So
mm,
they after which they were satisfied with our language level as at that time. That was when the company now proceeded into the visa processing.
okay,
Yeah. So the company proceeded into visa processing. They sent us every document that we needed to apply for visas.
mm,
Both the appointment plan, like they explain everything, send you supportive document, including the company approval and endorsement, that even when the immigration sees it, they will know that yes, that this company is interested in you and wants you to,
okay.
come and resume and also every document needed to process your visa, they provided. You understand?
Wow, fantastic, fantastic,
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
So yeah, that was what led to. Well, because of that period, I was already planning on going back to Nigeria, so I had to like push my appointments to Nigeria. So I left the UAE and went to
Mm,
Nigeria and did my appointment in Abuja. Yeah.
okay,
So I did my appointment in Abuja and all that. That was in early December. So after 10 to 12 days, my visa and decisions came out. It was approved.
wow,
It was like a fast approval because this is a company that wants you, not like a personal traveling or You know, it's as if it was as if the company already gave the immigration deadline that we need this staff to
To
resume
be
as
here.
soon as possible. You know that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so my visa was approved in December, but my deployment came in March. So when I saw that I was deployed in March, so they gave the company made me understand that you are resuming work by March, your deployment city, everything, because they have to make accommodation ready, they have to make this ready, make that ready, every other integration process ready and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they put my deployment in March. So that December, January, February, I just did Nigeria, they relax, they gather blood, just relax.
So let
Yeah.
me ask you, when exactly did you actually apply for this job? When exactly? Was it 2023?
Yeah, I applied for this job in 2023, precisely the first week of May, January, February, March,
First week of
April,
May.
May.
Okay.
Yes, first
And
week
when
of
did you
May.
get response from? When did you get response?
I got response a week after.
Okay.
A week, yeah, a week, 5 days after I got response via mail. And the first response I got was an invitation to attend their orientation and see what my application is all about, like the job that I'm wanting to see what it's all about,
Hmm.
well explain the
Yeah.
processes and all. So if you're still interested, they will go on. If you're not interested, like that, you know.
Okay. So
So
that
it was a
email was
fast.
just to like that email was just to seek your for your interest if you are still interested with the job process and whatnot.
Yes. So the email didn't come in form of congratulations, you have been selected. No, the email came in form of, we saw that you are interested in working in Finland as a nurse.
Okay.
We
Mm-hmm.
would like to invite you to our orientation to explain more about how we run our program.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it
Hmm.
is when you now attend the orientation, and then when you attend the orientation, that is when they would now what do I call this? They would now break down everything that is happening. Then they will now give you a consent form. So basically, the consent form is to seek your consent that, oh, I
Okay.
love this package. Let's proceed.
Hmm.
I want to be
Hmm.
part of it. Having it in mind that they will let you know that one of the most important thing that guarantees you this job is Finnish language. So as they are enrolling you into the Finnish program, they are advising you to be serious about the Finnish language. Like it's like learning
Okay.
a new language from the very beginning. It's like knowing the meaning of apple. It's like knowing the meaning
Hmm.
of key. Like knowing the meaning of
Yeah.
television. It's like you're starting from kindergarten again. You are unlearning your English to learn something new.
That's something.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So take it serious. It really really help, and it will expose you into knowing that, wow, some certain things actually mean some certain things in some certain languages. It was fun all
Hmm.
the way. It was challenging, but it was at the same
Okay.
time for, if you're a person that really likes to learn new things and you don't see new challenges, you don't see new things as a challenge, you're not that kind of
Yeah.
person, and you are very adventurous, like you like to see new things come your way, definitely you will like it you know
Okay. So let me ask you. You said you went to an agency to apply to the job, or you just how did it go? Did you just went on Google, or you went on Google and you searched for an agency and you applied to their
Okay,
platform?
so the agency is actually, I will send you, but the agency recruits for the government and private hospitals and care homes here in Finland.
Okay.
Yes, the agency has a license to bring in foreign workers to Europe. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they are
Mm,
the agency is recruiting for Finland, Sweden, and Denmark.
mm,
Yes, they recruit for Finland, Sweden, and Denmark. So
okay.
yes, so there's no way you can actually know the direct, the direct, like direct government firm or whatever. It's always through the
Okay.
agency. Now that agency has
Mm.
been recruiting, because when I came, when I came, I met some senior nurses and healthcare workers who are actually Asian, but they've been here for a long time. They came through the this agency have been in the game for like 15 years. So this
Mm.
is actually their first time extending their manpower recruitment to Africa.
Okay.
Yes. And according to their statistics, as at 2 months ago, they said they've reached their 3,000 recruiting capacity for the year. So they actually, recruited a lot of healthcare workers. 3,000 is a huge amount.
Huge amount. Huge amount.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Moving forward. You've been there for like 5 months or thereabouts. What are the most in-demand jobs in Finland for foreign workers?
Okay, so what are the most demanding jobs, right? The
Yeah,
job.
demanding jobs. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So currently, I've been in Finland for 5 months, I would say. And even before I came to Finland, I've done my research. I've read about Finland, videos, information, and all that. Because if you go for your interview, your embassy interview, they will also ask you, what do you know about my country? There will be a Finnish consular asking you, what do you know about my country? Why do you want to come to my country? So definitely, you must read about a country before you go there. It's not actually when you spend that time in Finland, you get to know what is happening in Finland.
Mm.
Currently, Finland has a system that is very, very structural. Like this system has been on ground for decades and is working for them. It's a
Mm.
tax country, a country where they pay tax. That's number one. Number two, it is not a country where you can just come and then you find what to do. Like the way
Okay.
they design it in a way that you don't just come and find what to do. You must have something you're doing from the very beginning of your entry. Do you understand?
Okay.
So if you're
Mm.
coming to Finland, you're coming to Finland with purposes. Are you coming to study? Are you coming
Okay.
to work? And the work is which work in particular? Like it's not like let me put it. It's not like in UAE where you come, you do different type of CV. Like you come with visit visa. You do 5, 10, 15 CV. Submit for restaurant. Submit for delivery. Anyone we just click. It's not like that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a profession, like how do they call it? They call it amati. Like they call it amati. Amati means your profession, your career. You're entering with something that you're already
Mm.
good at. Do you get?
Yeah. Coming in
Yes.
as an expatriate.
Yes, as you're coming, everyone is coming as an expatriate. So if you're coming as a nurse, you know that you're a nurse from your home country. You're coming to continue your career,
Exactly.
to build, to study. Because in Finland, education is almost free. It depends on what you're coming to study. It's almost free. That's number one. And everyone has the chance of going back to school to improve on this. Even there are companies that you work for, and they will even be the one to sponsor you in school to improve you on that job position that you are working right there. So if you come back to your question, what are the jobs that are demanding in Finland now? I would say all jobs are demanding in Finland. All jobs. It all depends on you, your profession, what you
Okay.
are good at. You get, that's
Mm.
number one. Number two, language. It all depends on language also. If you,
Okay.
because the first thing that always happens is happening to my wife right now. The first thing that happens to you when you come to Finland is you go back to language school. I think most of
Okay.
the Europe country operate in this time, including Germany, Sweden, and the rest. Yes, even English countries also does the same thing. You tend to go back to school to learn the language. In Finland, you have to go and learn the language, and then most times this language school learning is proudly sponsored by the government. It's for free. You don't even need to worry about paying for it. You get. And if you are so lucky enough, I put the word so lucky enough because I don't know which people have been declined of that services, but a lot of people that I know have been on that services. So while you are studying, the government also pay you stipend monthly.
Mm.
Stipend that
Okay.
makes sense since you're not working. And then you will be giving some educational some students package, some student discounts to go buy to make life easy for you. Maybe like bus
For you.
discount, yes,
Wow.
like yeah, like supermarket discount. You can buy some groceries, and the prices will be slashed because you are a student. So there are so many packages that would encourage you to study because you won't be worried. How will I pay my next bill? The government is giving you something every month that could cover your next bill and could also aid you, in one way or the other. So that's why it's a structure that has been working for years. They've been like this for years. This is not like the first time when they've been like this for years, and it has been working for them. And we have a lot of African students that are studying in Finland. They have hours of work, and then they are studying. It's a balanced routine. There's nothing like because I am working, I couldn't study, or because I am studying, I couldn't focus on my work. It is balanced. Not it doesn't clash. There is work day, there is study day. It doesn't clash. There is no go to class after you go to work. The everything is structured. Do you get? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they did it. Everything is structured. I think that's why they are the happiest people in the world because nothing like is just going like I don't know how to put it, but it's just going straight. Yeah. So all
Mm.
jobs are available in Finland. It depends on your language skills. It depends on how you came. You know, if you come to Europe
So
with, if
most
you come to,
importantly, most importantly, what you are trying to say is that in order for you to get to Finland, you must come in two ways, one of these two ways. Either you come through study route or you
yeah,
come through men's route.
yes, exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Come to
So
study route.
for someone who wants to move to Finland now, how can he start his wants to move with his job hunting skills? How can he start with looking for the job online? For you, you said you I don't know the website you went and you jumped some one way or the other. You fell into an agency that recruit for Finland in healthcare industry, and you fell into their website, and from then you were able to you got your you got feedback from there, and it continues like that. Let me ask before you go to how to start looking for a job. Did you pay that agency any money? Did you pay them?
Nah, no, not even a single pay, not even a single because
Really?
it's so funny, but it's just God's grace. I don't know how to put it. Not even a dime. And guess what? All the expenses that you will pay if you are
Hmm.
recruited, all the expenses that you will pay for your visa run, just keep the
Yeah.
receipt. Just keep the receipt. As soon
Okay.
as you arrive, they are going to reimburse you everything you spent.
No way. For real.
It's
Wow.
shocking. I can see your face. It is so real. It is so
Wow.
real. Like
Wow. Wow.
all the money you spent on your visa run, just make sure there is a
Yeah.
receipt. Keep the receipt, whether it is the Zenith Bank or whatever, anywhere. Just keep the
Yeah.
receipt. As soon as you arrive and give them the receipt, they
Hmm.
go return your money for you. So it is it is a top notch recruiting process. It
That's
is a top
interesting. That's
recruiting process. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
That's interesting. Now, for someone who has not who doesn't know how can the person start? Like if you are to like advise someone to start looking for a job in Finland, how can the person start?
Yeah, if you want to look for a job in Finland, you're interested in coming to Finland, come to Sweden, coming to Norway, in fact, the Nordics country, let me use the word. If you're interested in coming to this country, first of all, you have to go online and, you know, check about this country, not just name, because many people don't really know about country. You just hear the name, it just suits you. Go do your studies, go make research about them, like this country. Like when you don't do your research, then if you get somebody who in the stay that country where ask the person maybe
Yeah.
you did I get interest to come to this country, what, like that. You get you make
Hmm.
proper
Hmm.
inquiry, and then the language also. Apart from you, there are so many companies online recruiting for Finland for these Nordic countries. especially the um, healthcare healthcare aspect. We have Silk Road. I came in through Silk Road. They are called Silk Road. Silk Road. If
Okay,
you go
I've,
online,
I've heard, I've heard, I've read something. Jobs in Finland slash Silk Road, one
Silk
thing.
Road.
I've come
Yeah,
across that link. Yeah.
yes. I came in through Silk Road. Okay, Silk Road is my company that recruited me. So there are Silk Road. There is there is one, but they are based in the Philippines because they are majorly recruiting Philippines, but I think they are recruiting Africans too. There is those I've forgotten the name. It has a very funny name, but when I remember, I will send it to you. Yeah,
Okay.
there are some companies that recruit for their welfare, their government healthcare. Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
we're going to be moving
mm,
forward. So you've told us that it's just about going online, and I
yeah,
believe you have some of those links, and I have some of them as well. I'm going to be sharing them for
yeah.
anyone that is watching this podcast right now. I'm going to be sharing
Mm,
them on the video description. So watch out. I'm going to be putting them on the video description so you can click on the link and
yeah.
start applying. Hopefully, you get feedback very soon from this recruitment agency who are recruiting for Finland. Okay, so I just want to ask, we're moving forward because I don't want to keep it too long. I know that you are coming for class, you need some rest. So um, again, let's look at the requirements. What are the requirements one needs to put in place to have this freelance visa? Sorry, not freelance visa, to have this work permit. What are the requirements in obtaining a work permit and the resident permit in Finland?
The requirement of obtaining a resident permit in Finland is having a job offer. If you have a job offer from a reputable company here in Finland that is interested in
Yeah.
you, there is a clear job offer that is signed by you and by the company. If you have there's what they call they call it the TOE. There is what they call TOE. Terms of employment. Yeah, it's
Okay.
called the terms of employment. So now
Okay.
The TOE, apart from the job offer which you have signed, okay, there
Yeah.
must be a job offer number one. There must be a TOE. The TOE is
Okay.
called the terms of employment, but most times the TOE can only be like it's a confidential letter between
Hmm?
the employer that is employing you and the immigration.
Okay.
Yes, it's very confidential. Sometimes you the employee don't get to see your TOE, but
Hmm.
they would notify you that they have sent the TOE to the immigration. You understand? So
Yeah.
when the immigration sees a job offer, a TOE carrying the same name and the same approval with carrying the same that is also in your job offer, there must be an application for the visa. You applied and paid for the application. Application fee normally costs between 450 euros to 540 euros, thereabouts.
450 euros to 550 euros. That's okay.
Yeah, 450 euros to 540 euros, thereabout. It all depends on the exchange rate as at the time you are applying.
Okay.
This rate is not stable. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you are living
yeah.
in Africa countries, especially Nigeria.
It's not stable at all. Today it can be here, tomorrow it can be there. Yeah. So yes, and then there is an appointment via VFS. There must be an
Okay.
appointment via VFS. Yes, there must be an appointment via VFS, and then there is that's it. That
Okay.
that's yeah, a passport. You must have an international. In fact, that's the first thing, an international passport. An international passport showing.
Of course, anyone who is planning to travel abroad for a work or for any purpose needs to have an
Yeah.
international travel passport
Yes, must
with a
have an
minimum
international
value.
passport. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I usually advise people to have at least minimum of what is it called, one year
6 months,
validity on their passport.
6 months,
6 months.
1 year.
But
Yes,
I advise
yes.
people for 1 year. I usually advise to get let it be 1 year. Once your passport is 6 months, you should go for renewal immediately. You should go for renewal
Mm.
because these days passport being issued can renewal can get a little bit of
Yeah.
delay. So
Mm. Mm-hmm.
okay.
And, and
Now
then
you you've talked about
let me mention one last one. You
okay.
must have it's two things. If you are in your home
Mhm.
country, your passport is enough. But if you're not in your home country, probably like maybe Africans living in UAE and planning to migrate to Europe, you must be a resident of UAE. Like you must have a residence
Permit card.
permit, or maybe you're African moving from Qatar to Europe, you must have Qatar residence for you to
Order
be
for
able
that to
to,
happen.
yes, to attend your appointment and get your visa. Otherwise, you cannot. You have to go back to your country.
The country.
Yes, exactly. So that condition is people are missing it. That is very important. Do not apply
But
for a visa if you know that where you are, you're not legally staying there.
okay, okay, I get it. Now we get that. Okay.
That
Now
one is very tricky.
let's let's move. You walked us through the employment process. So one of the criteria is that in order for you to start, okay, and like your number one step is getting a job offer after you've already like you reach out to a recruiter or through any website to get a job. Getting a job
Mm.
offer is very very important, and it's at no cost according to you, right? No
Yeah.
agency is going to charge. Yeah, yeah. So
No, no.
let's move to the next one. My next question is that how does the Finland education system work, and what are there options that are available for international students? Let me include children as well. Like for someone who is like, for example, your family is there with you. What are the
Yeah.
options?
The option is very, very it's let me use the word, it's convenient, it's suitable. Uh in Finland they use the word, they said on soapy. It's very, very suitable, and it's relieving. Now it all depends on you. Currently as we speak, people are coming to Finland through vocational studies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, through vocational studies. Now, vocational studies is a institution that is set up by the the Finnish government or administration, like you may call it.
It's more professional
Yeah.
Yeah,
training.
it's more they major mainly on training you on your profession. You get,
Okay.
like
Okay.
if you are currently a chef, okay, and you want to come to Finland to work as a chef, there are schools that would that would admit you as a chef that you are, broaden your level of understanding as a chef in Finnish standards.
Okay.
Internship.
You understand? Both internship, they take you to a Finnish restaurant, you do your internship, and both in internship and now. Currently now I'm in school. I just today I came out from school, and I'm currently in a vocational school that is broadening my nursing profession. So they train
Hmm.
you based on your profession. And guess what? These vocational schools will admit you for free.
Yeah, I've
Which,
heard that. Now it's coming.
yeah,
It's coming directly from you. I've seen it on different
yes,
platforms. Now,
yes.
wow.
Tuition is free. I think the highest tuition I've seen was in 500 to 600 euros in a year, you know, and they operate in a way that it is like a school. It's like Uliopistos. Uliopistos is university. They operate in a university standard. You get, they have faculty, they have department, they have graduation year and everything. Like it's an educational standard that is highly recommendable. You get, now let me shock you. they always have limited people they admit yearly. Sometimes they might only want 500 all over the world, 500 students. If they get that 500 students, the visa is free. I think the only thing that you need to pay for is your ticket coming to Finland. They arrange
Okay.
your apartment for you that you will stay while studying. And most times, yeah, they arrange apartment for you. They negotiate with your landlord and everything to make sure that when
On
you
your
come
behalf.
on your behalf, to make sure that when you come you don't struggle on where to stay and all that stuff. You
Hmm.
get? Yes. So they even enroll you into that social welfare package of getting small thing from the government every month.
Stipend that
Depends
you
to
can use
help
to
you.
survive it while you are. Can
Exactly.
can someone who moved to Finland, okay, as a student, can the person work? Is it possible for the
Yes.
person to work?
Yes. Very, very possible. You have your hours of work. You have your hours of work. Very, very, very possible. We have a lot of them that are working in care homes, working in care homes as caregivers, assisting the caregivers, supporting workers, a lot. You
Wow.
understand? So,
How many hours can they work in a week? Like give
uh,
and take.
it's per 3 weeks. It's per 3 weeks, but it must not be more than 30 hours per 3 weeks.
And during the
Okay.
holidays, you have full time.
Yeah.
You can have full time
Yeah,
during
and
holidays.
then during holidays, because my wife also knows about this. So during holidays, you can have full time, like summer break and winter break. They always have full time because that period there's nothing they are doing. Even
Yeah.
in my hospital where I work, we had some students who came to work full time, and as soon as summer was over, they went back to school. So yes, it's very very. So talking about me now, me having a family here in Finland, from 0 to 18 years, public schools here is free, no school fees.
In
You know
short,
what?
you
I'm coming to. I'm. You know what? I'm done. I need to come
from
to Finland.
from
I
from
My
know,
my
see,
kids
I
they
know,
need free.
daycare.
My kids they need free
I
education.
know, I know when you hear that word now. I know. I was just looking at your
Ah
face.
ah. That's why I
So,
needed to hear from you. I've heard it on other platforms, but you are there, so you should confirm it for because I've known you way back. So you should be the one to tell me. You tell me that no, it's not possible, then I'll believe you. What?
yeah, it's possible. 0 to like 18 is education is free. Like just take your child, enroll, and go and dump your child in school.
Okay,
you know.
for someone who is going for someone who is traveling to Finland with a student visa on a vocational study or thereabout, how long will this study be? Maybe 1 year, 6 months or thereabout. How long will that vocational study be? Or is it like 2 years plus, three
Sorry,
years
come
plus, or
again.
what is it?
Come again with that question.
For someone who is traveling to Finland with
Yeah.
a study visa, okay,
Yes.
how long
Yeah.
is the study? Is it 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years? Or
It depends. It depends on the program. There are some programs that are 1 year. There are some programs that are 2 years. It depends on the program that the person is
okay,
coming from. All programs does not have same duration. You
okay,
know, there are some programs that there are some programs that is very short, 1 year. There are some programs that are 2 years. And to bust your bubble also, as we speak now, PhD is now free, tuition free. If you are coming to do your
yay,
PhD, yes. If you choose a university in Finland to do your PhD and God so kind you are admitted, your tuition, just get problem. Don't even think about tuition. It's free for PhD students. Yeah. So it depends on the
okay.
years. Yeah.
Again, for the sake of our viewers, when someone is again on the education aspect, someone is coming
Yeah.
to Finland on study visa. Does the person
Mhm.
still need to learn those Finnish, a basic Finnish language before coming, like you did during your when you use employment? Does the person
Mm,
need those?
no, not necessarily. There are some schools that are taught in English. There are some schools that are taught in English, yes. And there are some schools that are taught in Finnish, but not necessarily that you must learn Finnish. But
Okay.
I will put emphasis on vocational schools. The reason why,
Mm.
if you choose to come through vocational school, it means you are saying that you want to be trained in your profession and you want to work in your profession in Finland. So when you say
Okay.
you want to work in your profession in Finland, it means you are going to be paying tax. Now, government likes it when you pay tax. If you are a
Mm.
taxpayer, you are the government's best friend, where you become a friend, because they are
Government.
benefiting from you. Yes, but definitely you will see what your tax money is doing, because your tax money will be working for you. Many things that are
Mm.
free, it's your tax money, so you'll be happy to work and pay tax. You get. Definitely.
Okay.
So not all students must learn Finnish. There are some courses that are in English, but the benefits of coming to Finland and choosing to integrate
Mhm.
is that it hastens your becoming a citizen here. It will haste it, in the sense that the Finnish government counts your resident permit years. As a student, you only have student visa and not resident permit. Let me explain that to you. Because they believe that if you're a resident here in Finland, you are more concerned about their culture and language. So definitely the length of years you spend here is seen and calculated, and it is moving you towards becoming a citizen. But if you are a student, they are very much aware that as a student you are only concerned about your studies and not
Study.
their culture.
Okay.
Do you
Mm.
understand? So
Yeah.
so the years you were studying will not be counted. It is when you now graduate and you now apply for your
That's
resident
counting.
start counting.
It's
Yes, exactly.
counted, but
And let me emphasize or just kind of give a recap of this. In order for you to moving towards residence visa, that means the first thing you must get employment offer from a potential employer
Yeah,
in Finland.
exactly. Exactly. But
Okay.
these things are changing time to time. They're changing because currently now it used to be 5 years. If you stay in
Hmm?
Finland as a resident, successfully working and paying your tax for 5 years, you are eligible to become a citizen, pursuing your citizenship to become a Finnish person, having a Finnish passport and all that. But currently now,
Wow.
the new government has extended it from 5 years to 8 years. Currently,
So
yeah, and it will come into effect from, I think,
September.
September. Yes, it will come into effect from September. So we don't know currently now that what we don't do already, whether it will affect us or na the
affect,
new people wey wan come, we no come know.
but that's that you see before you know it, uh 8 years, you know,
Mm.
8 years is over.
Yeah, before you
Before
know
you
it's
know,
already knocking at the door. Exactly.
in most cases, when we put these years, we are not actually looking at these 8 years to be for our side. We are looking at this 8 years for our children, who we are
Yeah,
bringing in so that they,
exactly. Exactly.
we are not actually fighting for ourselves. We are fighting for our children who are, to have a better life.
it's for the kids and for the family. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, there is something that you said about accommodation and housing that they support you. They get your housing prepared for you and everything.
Yes.
That housing, is it like, does it have a duration whereby they prepare your accommodation for you? Like maybe, for example, they rented accommodation for you for like 2, 3, 4 months, and after like 3 or 4 months, you start paying the accommodation yourself, or is it forever? Or what is
No,
it? Does
it's
it have
yeah.
count or something?
Exactly. That's where the contract. So when it comes to that housing, there is always a contract. Those people in real estate, they understand what I will try to explain. So what they do is, first of all, they send you two documents. One document is authorization for them to uh, look for a house for you. Because they will ask you at what they will look for the cheapest house they can get, because you are a starter. You understand? They will try to secure the cheapest house. So you will sign a document. They will send you a document to sign, giving them the authorization to look for a house. Like it's like an Anthony, power of attorney. Like, okay, do this on my behalf because you are not here. Do you get?
Yeah.
Then the
Yeah.
second one will not, the second one will come directly from the landlord, which is going to be either a fixed term contract or a temporary contract. Are you going to stay in the house forever until your program is finished, or this is the duration at which you will stay and then move out? The truth of the matter is everybody goes for temporary. Everybody goes for temporary because at the beginning, when you come, I will come to the part where you want to hear. I know what you want to hear, but let me come from this side. When you come to Finland, you would stay in the house, but later on, you will come see apartment way better. You get,
Yeah.
you can't get to
Yeah.
see a good apartment, and you might want to move out. So that's why everybody goes for the temporary contract. You understand? Now, coming from the side of the question that you asked, basically what they do is they might pay for the security deposit that is can only be refunded maybe when you are moving out. They will check whether there's damage in the house and all that. There's always a security deposit. And they always take care of that because they know it will be so. But security deposit is always like maybe 1,000 euros
Was
or
it
more.
deduct?
You get, which is going to be a body. So they will cover that, knowing that they will get it back. That is always their sacrifice. And then another thing they will do is they might cover the first 2 months of your stay in that house.
Okay.
Yes, when they cover the first 2 months of your stay, they will get that money back as soon as you start working or you start getting stipend from government. So they'll be doing deduction, small, small deduction. So when you receive that money or whatever you receive, you will see tax deduction and then you will see housing deduction small. It might be 50 euros, 100 euros. They'll be removing it small, small for that first 2 months. But just know that they just want it that when you come, that first 2 months when you come, you no go think.
Don't have problem. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
just relax. And then if you are lucky enough, I use the word lucky because it's not for everyone, but if you are lucky enough, they might keep for you or they might secure for you a fully furnished apartment where you don't get to worry about bed, TV, chair, gas
Yeah.
cooker,
Yeah.
whatever. Everything will just be there. You just walk in with just your luggage, bed sheet, everything is there if you are lucky enough. But most people always
Yeah.
prefer empty house so that they can do it and you know fashion it the way they want. You
Hmm.
understand? So everybody have their own
I would say, yeah. Yeah. I would
yes.
say, good. 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 Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really really interesting. So talking about the apartment, how is it like? How is the apartment like? Is it like the one I live in the Middle East? You know what I'm talking about? Is it like I'm moving? I, is it that
Yeah.
type? I live in GDC back in the day. Is it that such kind
No.
of place?
It's not that
Give
type.
us.
Oh, it's not that type. The apartment here is it's a standard apartment, a European standard
That,
apartment where yeah, exactly. It's always they always build their apartment for family. Like they always build it for two. You get.
okay.
There is no like one person. Like even if you say you want a one bedroom apartment, the way you will meet it, they know that one can become two and two can become three or four. Everybody
Yeah.
has a partner or married or one thing or the other or family and all that. So there is no bed space here. There is no partition here. I know the language you are looking for to hear. So I will tell you what you want to hear. There's no
Okay,
such
okay,
thing. There's no such
guys, you're hearing from our guy, Mr. David. He's just telling us how the entire process is getting a job offer. If you want to go as a student, your tuitions are almost free. Like he said free, but let me just tell you, 80 to 90% free, which is
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
When you get there, government also help you, with transportation bills, small small things here and there, and so yeah, so that's it. I think this is kind of really really wonderful from the Finnish uh, government. Like, so what are the long term prospect for foreign workers in Finland, and is it possible to obtain permanent residency or citizenship?
After 4 years.
Yes, it's very, very possible after a certain duration, like 4 to 5 years. Like 4 to 5 years, permanent residency duration is very, very possible, and you actually need that permanent residence because it will also open doors for other opportunities of
Mm.
integration. You get, like, owning properties to yourself, getting certain loans from, there are some certain banks that actually requires you becoming a permanent resident before they grant you. You get, yeah, there is a certain bank that wants you to be speaking. There are banks that will say you have to be 100% speaking Finnish before we can grant you this loan. So the more you stay, the more you know these things and you integrate. So yes, the future is very, very bright. Seriously, the truth is 80% of students who come to Finland after studying don't want to go back. They don't want to
Mm.
go back to here.
Talking about before we move on, I missed one question. I wanted to attach it there when I was asking about education, study, and the rest of it. Someone who someone who wants to move to Finland via the study route, okay,
Yeah.
and he has a
Mm.
family. He has a family. Let's say for example, like for example now my wife now wants to go to Finland to study, and he has me and my kid. How can that happen? Is it possible for her to move with the family immediately, or she has to go first and the family will later join?
Yeah, it is very, 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 very possible for that kind of movement. First of all, you have to, first of all, Finland is a country, like, what they do is they have document for everything. If you are married, you must have a document to show, that must be attested and legalized by the Finnish embassy in your home country. If you are not married and the person is your partner, there must be a documentation to show that person is your partner in whatever way or the other. You get. Secondly, Finland will never separate two families. So with this document, once you arrive, there is always a requirement. There is always a requirement for your spouse or your partner to join you. I think one of the most important requirements is the marriage certificate that must be attest that you are married. Even if you got married yesterday, there must be a certificate. The Finnish government will never separate two families, because why? If you submit this document, they are actually putting it in their database. It's a long term that you are married to this person. Why? Whether in Finland or outside of Finland. So now it all depends on how long you have been in Finland for your partner to join you. It all depends on you. You get. Most people like to come to a new country and maybe stay for 3, 6 months before their partner come, especially with
Mm.
kids. So when kids is
Mm.
involved, money is involved. Let's not talk about the
Yeah.
money that you will spend in Finland. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the money to process their visa. Let's say
Okay.
visa per head is like maybe 450 euros. You
Okay.
understand? So imagine maybe 2 kids or 3 kids. So that's like 450 times three. Okay, for the
Yeah.
kids. Then
Mm.
plus the husband that is coming, another 450. Let's say 450 times four. You get.
Four.
So yeah. So no, it's not something you rush. That's why you see most people, they come here, they give themselves 1 year to really gather resources and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
then they apply for their family to come. And don't forget flight ticket also.
Mm.
Flight ticket also still there. So yeah. So if you have the money and the resources, your spouse can come to Finland, and in 3 months' time, the other family can join.
Wow.
Go together too.
Yes,
Wow.
and you can also go together too if you want. Yes, you
Mm.
can go together
At the
as you
same
are.
time, like
As
they will move the same
yes,
time.
yes, you can move the same time. I have a lot of people who move the same flight, the same time they came. It's just all about communication. Tell the
You
school
know
you are
what?
coming to. I am married.
We
My
want
wife
to
is
move.
coming with me.
We
Eh?
want. We want to move to study. We want to move.
Yeah, you
Seriously,
can
I'm,
move the
I'm
same
serious.
time.
I'm interested in that.
It's money.
I'm interested in that education for kids. To be honest, I'm interested in that
Yeah,
education for kids. That's the
yeah.
part I'm interested in. Yeah.
Mm.
So okay. So guys, if you are watching this podcast, maybe on the live section, or you get to watch this podcast later. So you can
Like
actually move with your
My
family
TikTok,
to Finland, whether
TikTok.
on study visa. For employment, you can do it later on when the main whoever that is as the employed after like maybe 2 3 months, you can
Yeah.
you can apply for family reunion. That's how they call it, right? Family reunion. Apply for family
Family
reunion.
ties. They call it family ties.
Oh, family ties. Great, family ties.
Yes.
So you can actually
VIS.
move to
Visa via
Finland
family
with
ties.
yeah. Okay, so these are the so if you are watching this podcast right now, please these are the step by step. So if you are going with you want to go with employment visa, all you just need to do is that go on Google or I will be posting the link okay on this video description so you can go there and start applying for a job. And as soon as you get the job offer, you know, the company who has employed you will take the process and you begin to communicate because I believe that
Wow.
that is how the communication with you the communication was started going up and on, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Okay. I don't want this interview to pass 60 minutes, so you've given us a lot of information. As a matter of fact, I actually lined up all the questions that I wanted to ask. But as I asked you one question, it's as if you have a template of my questions already. You're already dealing with them. You deal with them, so
Yeah.
I'm just
I,
going through all
I
of them.
I know what you
Find out
I
that
know
you
what you
answered all
want
of
to
them.
hear. I know what you are asking, so I just give you straight. Yes, no.
Which is really really cool. There is one part I'm really particular about. Just a moment. Um, okay, from the moment that someone gets the employment offer and everything. I know you've mentioned
Yeah.
it, but just make it clear somehow. What kind of support can someone actually expect from the Finnish employer in terms of the relocation process? I know you've mentioned it for those people who are still joining now, so you can just like you know rephrase it again. What kind of expectation support are they expecting from the Finnish employer in terms of relocation and integration?
Yeah, the support ranges from both supporting documents and okay, what they do is they train you for free if language is required. Okay, if your job the job that you are being given, you're coming to function, if language is required to aid the functioning of that job, they will train you in that aspect, okay, for free. That's number one. Number two, they will give you supportive document to support your visa application. You get so
Okay.
it means when they give you those documents, even the immigration or whoever is handling your visa process will know that your visa is special, like it's special. So and then once the immigration sees your contract and sees your terms of employment TOE, the immigration will not ask you for proof of funds. There is no proof of funds again because your TOE and your contract has already defeated proof of funds. It means that what it means to them is this one is already taken care of. So it doesn't need to prove any funds whether it will survive or not. You get that's number one.
So,
That's
so
number
what you are saying is that from your own part, you never gave any proof of funds.
no need for proof of
What?
funds. So
Wow,
Unemployment.
yeah,
fantastic.
for that employment, no need for proof of funds. Zero proof of funds. That's number
What
one.
about for education, for study? Do someone need a proof of funds?
For
Seven
education, there is need for proof of funds, and the proof of funds is not to prove that. Most people always think that the proof of funds is to prove that you have money, you can do the no. The proof of funds is just to ensure that you don't become stranded when you come to Finland maybe in the first 2 to 3 months of your
Okay.
coming to Finland. You get it depends on the school. It depends on the school. It's
It's
not
free
general.
based on Finnish immigration.
It
It's
is
one
not.
year.
Hold on, don't argue.
Go to the Enter Finland, baby.
My wife, they background, they argue with me now. So we may be.
No,
So
see, there is one thing I like about your wife. I've been following her, I've been watching all her videos. She has really dig deep. Some of the things that you're actually telling me, I've seen some of them on her platform,
yeah,
on especially on TikTok. I've been
exactly.
listening to her. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So you were saying something regarding the proof of funds or something. Yeah.
Yes. So the proof of fund is applicable to students. It all depends. If you're
Mm.
coming for vocational studies, you don't need a 6,000 euros proof of fund. Okay,
Hmm.
you don't need it. But what they did was this: if you're coming to Finland and you have been given an admission, okay, they would
Okay.
advise you to hold some substantial amount that ranges from maybe 2,000 to 3,000 euros pocket money for
Okay.
yourself. It's an advice based on the fact
So
that there are
can
some
call it
other.
you can call it a personal travel allowance (PTA).
Exactly, they will always advise you do not. Of course, nobody the waka John is stranded. Now you go just enter road and everything just flat for your side. You know, get.
Yeah, yeah.
So even if that the educational services that you are going to receive is for free, do not go there empty. So definitely that's how it is. In some vocational schools, while other universities might request you to have proof of funds that is worth 6,000 euros in your account. You understand? But if you are coming as an employed worker, you don't need it's zero proof of funds. Zero.
Hmm.
Do you understand? Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But
Cool.
even at that, when I was coming, I didn't because there was no proof of funds. Doesn't mean we still carry small thing enter. But we say, you know, we might not like what they give us, so just in case, you
Yeah,
go still
yeah,
hold
yeah,
some.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, you go still hold some things. Yeah. The era of not having a support or alternative, you just travel. I think it's everybody knows that definitely when you are going to a new place you must you know
Hmm. All right. So yeah, I think you've dealt with all of these questions which I have for you. I really appreciate the time that you've taken to come here. Is there any other from your own side? Is there any other addition thing that you think that maybe I've not asked you that you want to chip in?
Yeah, I think you've not asked me. Let me add to it. For those who wish to come through vocational studies, there's what they call Duolingo tests. They have to do Duolingo test. Yeah, yeah. The Duolingo test is done on the Duolingo website. I think the test costs 65
Yeah,
65 euros.
65 to
Yes.
69.
So the Duolingo test, how does it work? The Duolingo test is like your IELTS, your TOEFL, your GRO, whatever, when you're applying for
Yeah.
maybe schools in the UK and America and all that. But in Finland, they accept Duolingo test finish proficiency. You
Yeah.
understand? And the average point, the
85.
average score line is 85. So we already have
Yeah.
we already have one of our sister who already have like 100 and
Not only one, there's equally another person that
there's
sent
a
me their
hundred
score,
and yeah
100 and
100 and
something.
something.
So
So
it's
people are already preparing for the application and all that, and they are really passing the finish test.
admissions begin next week.
Yeah, and yeah, some schools are opening 28th of August, while some are starting September for admissions. Yeah,
This
for the
Duolingo test, you need to pay money before you take the test.
Yes,
yes, it's cost 65 euros.
to 69.
55 euros. Okay.
Yes, to take that test.
So are
Directly
there
on the
like
Because
website.
the your application will be attended to if there is an attached Duolingo test proficiency. Then they will know that okay, you understand. They will know. But if there is no attached Duolingo test proficiency, they might not attend to your application.
so someone is just asking a question in the comment section. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
pick this comment up. Uh, which is, can you see can you see the question?
Commerce,
Okay, you
can you
can see the
provide
question.
us a document stating from Ababe? It says, can you provide us a document stating all the necessary steps? A document stating all the necessary steps. Okay, I can help you. I can help you with one thing. Huh? Uh, you have to go to my wife's YouTube channel. Okay, go to my wife's YouTube channel. All the necessary steps. Oh, she listed everything from the start to the finish. And currently, my wife is writing a book. She's writing a book that will be published very soon. And the book is titled Travel Guide. for international student, travel guide for international student to different countries. So she's just starting with Finland. She's going to work on Dubai books, and also she's currently writing books. Okay, so uh, my wife's channel, just go to my wife's channel, and she has all listed there. I'm not the channel type of person because I'm very, very busy. So she is handling that department for the family. So every okay, and Allison.
Allison.
So guys, let me take that off from you. So
Yeah, don't worry.
Ababe,
Yeah,
yeah,
Ochiko will
Ababe,
post
yeah.
that.
So
Ochiko will handle that. Yeah,
yeah, Ababe, in the comment section, I'm going to be including that in the comment section. So
it's
you can follow
conversation.
her on YouTube. On YouTube, it's called Allison Allison Takan. Okay,
Yeah, Allison Takan. Yeah.
ALISONTAKANG. Okay, and also the same thing when you go to TikTok, and she drops
Yeah. So there are
content
lots of
regarding music
information
and
there.
all of those
What
things and
steps?
talk all the time. So you can actually get that from there. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that question. Yeah. So yeah, I think a lot of people are joining now. Fortunately, we are about rounding up because most of the questions have been answered. Most of the questions have been answered. Okay. From what is this? What do you think? Like you went to Finland through job, through employment. From the process, from when you started there, apart from, I want to remove the part of the time they got back to you when you got the job offer and whatsoever. As soon as you receive the job offer till the time you arrive in Finland, what is the what is the process? Like what is the entire
Like
duration? Is it six
like
months,
four
5 months,
months. Like
4 months?
4 months. Yes.
Can take
Like
four
four
months.
months from the day signing the contract to like 4 months. Yeah. Because once you sign
Hmm.
the contract, it means
Ready to
everything
go.
is concluded. You know.
That's by November.
Yes. So it means everything is concluded.
4 months
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. I signed the contract
November.
finally in November, and so from November to
Someone is
March,
asking.
like, what is the
Someone
name
is
of the
asking what is the name of the channel. What's the name of the
okay.
channel? Can
So
can
Boka,
you?
you
I
check
think
check
you
Ochuko's
can.
session.
I
You
think
pin it.
can you write comments over there? Like I think you have access to put a comment
Let,
so that they can
let me
see.
see. Okay. Join the chat. He's asking me to connect to YouTube.
Okay, it's fine. Just
Yeah,
a moment.
it might take me
Let
out
me
of here if I connect to YouTube.
okay. Don't worry. Let me see if I can do it from my side. Or what I'm just going to do, I can actually add the. Let me do it from here. Okay. Just a moment. So people are asking for that channel to get those information. I actually need those information as well. So I'm
Mm.
already a subscriber. Okay. Uh, okay. Before you go, some people they are just joining now. So before you go, can you just give us a recap of what you started? So a recap of when it comes to the employment, how you applied for the job, and after how many was the duration of they got back to you when they find you very fit, and what profession did you actually apply for? Okay, your role. Like you said, there is a lot of profession available which everyone can apply
Yeah,
for. It's
it's
not
a
necessary.
lot.
So just give
There's
us a
not
brief,
this particular.
a kind of a recap. Can you just give us a recap here, please?
Yeah, so a recap is just basically my story, how I got employed as a healthcare profession, come to Finland, and then started working. Um, I applied since May. Yeah, that was 2023 last year. I applied and got into the system. They exactly as Danka's name. Okay, my wife has commented via my channel. So guys, that is the name of the YouTube channel. So um applied, got um employed. They trained me in the Finnish language because the job I got, the Finnish language is required. To be a healthcare person, you must be able to speak basic Finnish because, you know, patients and all that are Finnish and all that. So they trained me for a duration of 5 months, and after that, uh, they sent me the contract. I signed the contract. They gave me a supportive document in my visa application. So I applied for the visa, and then the visa was granted after 10 days. Yeah. So, and then I arrived in Finland working because I came through direct employment. So that's the process so far. It was not a long process. From the signing of the contract to coming to Finland was 4 months approximately. Yeah. So that is it.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Quickly, before we round up again, I keep adding more time, one more time. For someone who for someone who move with study visa, okay, and the person intends to move with the family, like husband, wife, and maybe two, three kids, is the husband allowed to work? Let's say the wife is going to be studying and the husband is coming as a spouse, as a dependent. Can is the husband allowed to work?
Yes, the husband is allowed to work in Finland if you have a residence. There is a government institution that is designed to help
So what I mean, as
train.
the person who, sorry, the person who is coming in, I'm saying that the family who is coming in with a study visa.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So the one person will be studying, the other person will go through integration program. You get. So what they do is the person that wants to work, there
Mm,
is a there is a service unit that the person will go and register. I came into this country, I have residence, I currently does not have a job, but I want to work. So they'll take your information, then they would what they will do is they will give you a document to fill stating what kind of work you want to work, where are you good at, what's your level of education and all that. You state it down. Then one of their customer care will give you a call, give you an appointment, okay? And then in that appointment, it's going to be in two languages you will choose, either in English or in Finnish. If you don't hear English,
mm,
they might get a translator. But if you are very good in English, then there is no need for translator. You get. So in that meeting is where it's going to be decide on which work you're going to do. And immediately there's an agreement, they will send you to a vocational school to train you on that work for free. Do you
mm.
understand? And in
Yeah.
that training, they are preparing to integrate you into the Finnish market. And then at the same time, they will also enroll you into a support system where the government can be giving you something. So your wife will just focus on her studies while you will just be, they bring in some services to support the family and all that before you can finally enter the work system. So in Finland, it does not work in a way that you just come today, tomorrow you just start work. Get there's always an integration process. You know, be like that's why I always say, not be like you where you just go visit pizza today, tomorrow you don't see one restaurant job, you don't resume, sharp, sharp, like no, no, no.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of steps attached to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are
So,
processes.
in addition to that, so while the wife is studying, the husband is working, can the
Yeah,
children also school as well? Be
exactly.
schooling.
Yes, the student will be schooling. That's why the process the husband went through is required for documentation purpose while the wife is studying. It will not enable the children to go to school. So the children will have to
Mm,
wait for a short time that the husband completes this procedure, because as soon as the husband start getting something from the government and they are cutting their tax, then the children will resume school. Somebody needs to be paying tax for you to enjoy free services. I am
mm.
working and I'm paying tax, so my wife is going to be swimming on services. So that's how it works. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
exactly.
cool. That's yeah, yeah, yeah. That's more like it. So viewers, you heard it. You want to go to Finland is a place you need to considering the environment, considering the free education. That is the only part I'm
Friendly
actually concerned
environment.
about for the children, the free education, or even free education for let's say 90% of the schools are offering free education to even grown-up adults who want to study on vocational or even university or whatsoever. So I think this is a great opportunity. Thank you, David, for this, for your time. I really
Thank you
appreciate. So,
very
guys,
much.
you can head on to this live stream is recorded, so you can always go back there and start from the beginning, because for those of you just joining now, you might not actually get the full details, but everything is from the start to the beginning. You're going to see everything from start to the beginning. So uh, next, you're going to be seeing on my live stream again, might be the person who has been supporting David from the background. Like they said, for every successful man, there is a there is a woman behind that successful man, and she has been
I'm
really,
telling
really supportive. Because even when your head skips, keep saying that this is it, this is it, this is it. Thank you so
just
much.
be here,
So
yeah.
that is why in most cases we don't really see those people who hold the camera, you know, but someone
The
is there who's
background
making sure that
effect.
yeah, yeah, background effect and everything. So thank you so much, madam. And next time I believe she's gonna be here also, gonna share some information with us as regard to the education part. So if you are ready for that, hopefully maybe next week or thereabouts, we shall be coming here again to share such information. Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Uh,
much.
have a wonderful rest day. I know you came back from work
Yeah.
and I said you have yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's
All
okay.
right. See you
All
bye.
right.
See
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, guys. Thank you
All
for the
right.
time. Yeah, thank you.
Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more so that we can keep bringing more content.
Subscribe and follow.
Subscribe,
Subscribe
subscribe.
and follow. Share this channel. Subscribe and
Share this
follow.
video. Thank you so much. All right, take
Thank
care,
you.
brother. All right.